All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is, and right here, right now, we actually have a tremendous, amazing, talented individual right here live on the line. We got Strange Music's own, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Jehry Robinson right here live on the line, man. How are you doing this evening?
Hey, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you having me tonight.
Hey, man, I gotta say, I appreciate you for just giving us a bit of your time here this evening and sliding into the Canadian FM dial, man. I gotta say, I've been a fan of everything you've been doing over at Strange Music, man. I gotta say, you are definitely the individual to watch in 2022, man.
Appreciate that, man. We've been going hard, man. It's been a blessing to work with Strange Music and Tech Nine and tour the country a little bit, but we're getting back to work, and we've been in the studio working on this new album, man. We're gonna take it to new levels, man, new heights this year.
But Jehry, I'm going to dive right into this interview, man. But I want to take you back to the beginning of your amazing career this far, man. And I have to ask first and foremost, man, what originally made you decide to pursue a career within the music industry initially, man? Because when you throw on a Jehry Robinson record, man, you could just tell music just comes so naturally for you.
Yeah, man. Since I was a little kid, man, I've just been in love with I grew up in New York. I grew up just around hip hop and reggae music my whole life, and just always just had a knack to even just as a fan, I just always had a knack to be alone with some headphones or in a room with music playing. So it was only natural, man. Probably around 17, 18, I started just learning how to produce and put records together. So it was just kind of in my blood as a youngin', man. It just lived in me, and eventually it came out. And that's what you hear today, man. It's just my trials and tribulations of life growing up. You know what I'm saying?
And also as well, in between selling out shows locally and whatnot, man, you actually released your debut self-titled albums Part 4, 5, and 6. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about this phenomenal album series. And of course, do you think further on in your career, are you ever going to revisit those and actually release a seventh?
That's interesting. So part 4, 5, 6 came initially. There was a part 1, 2, 3, and that was on a CD on just CD and in physical form. And this is in my neighborhood. This is around 2016. We decided to release 1, 2, 3. So 4, 5, 6 made its way to streaming platforms, and technically 2020 was 7. So that was actually the next part. Was actually the album 2020. Like, if you look really close on some of the EPs that I dropped, you actually saw the number 7 hidden in the album. It was technically part 7 was within 2020, and that kind of kept the saga going. You know what I'm saying? For the ones that knew, they understood that 2020 was part 7.
See, I'm gonna be honest with you. That definitely went over my head because I thought maybe since you signed with Strange Music, you kind of left those parts kind of like in the past and you're moving on to something better, man. But I got to go back and look at that album artwork, man, because that definitely flew right over my head.
Yeah, and you know what? It was something kind of as a tribute. You know what I'm saying? And it was always supposed to go. The saga was always supposed to go up to 10, and 10 was going to be my first studio album. You know what I'm saying, done the right way and put out through the proper distribution channels. You know what I'm saying? So these were kind of like mixtapes, like part 4, 5, 6 and stuff. So, we kind of just decided to just low-key keep it going for the ones that knew. And, we had a really tight core, and they kind of got it. And then when we put the artwork up, we'd say, can you find the 7? And then can you find the 8? You know what I'm saying? So they actually looked within the covers and they found the 7 and the 8, and then everybody was sharing their story. So it was kind of just like an interactive thing. And the ones that knew, and some of the people were like, what the hell is going on? You know what I'm saying? Even right now, people are probably listening like, what is going on? But if you look back into it, we dropped part 4, 5, 6, and the first EP of 2020, the way we released it in EPs, right? So chapter 1, 2, and 3, and that was actually 7, 8, 9. Those are the next 3 parts. So that's kind of how we released it, and it was crazy. But the ones that got it really got it, and they followed the whole, the whole saga. And it's a beautiful thing, man. It's one of my favorite things in the world.
And I know you probably can't touch too much on your brand new record, but I have to ask this since we're on the topic of the saga and different numbers and whatnot. Is this brand new album that you're currently working on in the studio? Is this going to be the 10th and final installment?
This is, so this technically right now is going to be that. And that was, something I really wanted to get to just in general was like, part 10, I wanted to be legendary. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to be like my introduction to the world. So this whole saga leads up to part 10. And this is part 10, essentially, right now that we're about to drop. And we always said, part 10, that's X, right? That's like that was the mecca for us to release enough projects to get to part 10, which would feel like our 10,000 hours, and I don't know if you ever heard 10,000 hours of anything, will make you an expert, you know what I'm saying? Or at least make you way better than you were in the beginning. So it was like this.
I gotta say as well, it must be phenomenal as well to be able to go back and listen to one, and then listen to your progress all the way leading up into the new album.
Yeah, for real. And this is the mecca. This is what I always said. Like, this is gonna introduce this music to the world. By the time we get to part 10, we'll have it all figured out. You know what I'm saying? And we'll have the right channels to distribute it aligned, and that's where Strange Music comes in, and Travis O'Gwen and Technology. Just to kind of help steer the ship a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and give them some love and some, respect that just a fucking beautiful vibe of them understanding the vision and rocking with me, you know what I'm saying, and that's what we needed, you know what I'm saying, that's what we needed to bring this music to the world the proper way. So it's exciting to have them involved with this, and it just makes it that much greater because they're amazing, you know what I mean, they're number one, they're the greatest. You know what I mean? So to have them involved is just, it's only going to elevate his vision. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I knew from the start. So I feel like it's all kind of manifested, man. And that's why I'm here on your show today, man. Because all that.
And also as well, man, you actually developed a phenomenal friendship alongside Grammy Award-winning artist Macklemore. I was wondering, how did yourself and Macklemore originally get connected? And of course, do you guys actually have any future plans to do more work together in the future?
Yeah, I met through Jason Koenig, who shout out Jason Koenig, extremely talented director, and did a lot of Macklemore videos early on. They came up together independently and made those beautiful films, which we see with billions and billions of views on YouTube and such. And he went on to work with Ed Sheeran and, so many other insane people. But he linked us up. We actually... we met a few times, and we have just an organization that I work with that I started up back home. It's called Safety Script, and we just kind of linked up on that, which is kind of that's a common interest on both of us to kind of fight the current opioid epidemic. You know what I mean? So that was actually the way we met. So musically, we've never got to that point, but I would love to work with the homie, man. We definitely. One day work that shit out.
And if you don't mind me bringing this up, man, about your company that you started up to fight the opioid type stuff going on, I was wondering if you can actually tell us, how can our listeners get more involved on that? Because even down here in Canada, man, it's definitely affecting families, brothers, sisters. It's ridiculous how it's spreading so quickly all over the world.
Yeah, honestly, get involved by just being proactive, you know what I'm saying? And even, the main agenda there is to start a conversation, you know what I'm saying? And make it not so taboo to speak on, just to rectify it. It's definitely an issue. It's growing. It's killing people every day. Fentanyl has been introduced, you know what I'm saying? So it's gotten even worse, and it's almost damage control at this point. So the best thing we could do is just, be proactive, look in your community, see what's going on, how you can help, with that type of outreach, you know what I mean? And just care, you know what I'm saying? Look into it, devote some time to it, because a lot of people are affected by it, you know what I'm saying? And they want to help. So there's community outreach centers that you can get involved in, and there's rehab programs, and there's so many things, But Safety Script is just basically an organization where we're looking for new technologies and innovative ways to help solve the problem, right? So, like one of the things we're working on is reconstructing the way that that pills are distributed, you know what I'm saying, and maybe putting more safety features onto pill bottles and such, like just different ways, proactive ways to help solve the problem. And that's what Macklemore saw and Jason, and we worked on that project for a little while, and it's still in the works. And I hope to hopefully make an impact, you know what I'm saying, and save some lives along the way.
And also, as well, as the world already knows, you are currently signed to Tech Nine's label Strange Music, where you actually inked the deal December of 2019. I was wondering, what is the story behind this record deal? And of course, how did Strange Music originally discover you? Because I got to say, man, they definitely signed the right artist for the job, man. Because I got to say, whatever you're doing at Strange Music is phenomenal right now.
Thank you. Yeah. Basically, we were in the process of releasing our saga, which we touched upon earlier, and locally we were, selling out some shows and getting on that grind. And I came across Strange Music and Tech Nine and watched a documentary on YouTube, actually, a short documentary from Forbes, and it really inspired me. Like, it lit, a fire under my ass. You know what I mean? It really got me like, man, we gotta grow this thing. And naturally, the first thing I thought to do was reach out to these fellas on the TV, on YouTube, and say, hey, I want to work with you to any capacity and grow, you know what I'm saying, and learn from you and get that knowledge. So that was really it, you know what I'm saying, just a persistence in doing that. And shout out to my fiance, Tara Ennis, FBA. We started up a management company, and we were like, man, let's get at these people. So I told her, I said, get me a meeting. And she manages me. She got me the meeting. And that was it. That was like it took months of persistence, though, and trying to highlight, from DMs to emails, just saying, hey, we want to get in the room and we want to talk because we got something to say, right? So they gave us the time of day. We went out to Kansas City, and the vibe was just magnetic right away. The connection was real. I met the homie Tech Nine eventually, and we just, everybody linked, and it made sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how it came about. It just manifesting it, just being like, this is what I got to do. I got to talk to this person and do this. And we brought it there. You know what I'm saying?
And not only did you get signed to Tech Nine's Strange Music, in 2020 you actually had the opportunity to be featured on a Tech Nine album, Enter Fear, on the song Look What I Did. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that recording session, and of course, what was it like just being featured on that particular project alongside the CEO of the label you're signed to?
Oh man, it was an honor, man. It was beautiful. Also, shout out Flatbush Zombies. They're on that record as well, man. So that was legendary because it was a chance for me to work with not only Tech Nine, but Flatbush Zombies, who are from New York, you know what I'm saying? They're from home, and that was just a vibe. That was a beautiful record, and love to be a part of it, man. I love that song, man. I love that song. But yeah, Tech just brought it to me, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, these guys is from New York. You from New York. You know what I'm saying? I already had known Flatbush's catalog. Shout out to Josh Dick, their manager. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to him a few times, and I was like, that's amazing. It was a cool chemistry. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And we dropped that in the pandemic. So it was like there's actually a video of Tech like jogging. He got his mask on. He's out. It's kind of like no one's out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? 2020. It was a cool vibe, though. I'll definitely remember that forever.
And I have to ask, well, I know this is probably like a cliche type question, man, but when you were actually working on that project with Tech Nine, was it a little nerve-wracking just actually working with the individual that signed you, that kind of holds your contract, or was it just smooth sailing with you guys?
Nah, man, never felt like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, we're all just people, man. We're all just energies. You know what I'm saying? And nah, I never felt like on no crazy business shit, or you know what I'm saying, some deep shit like that. It's like when you're in the studio and Tech's such a creative and he's such a genius, you know what I'm saying? His energy in there is just natural, you know. And maybe not to all, but there's definitely a vibe I've always felt, you know what I'm saying? Never felt any type of way other than creatively inspired and into the record, you know what I'm saying? Like, because me too, it's like, I'm going to be in the studio, I need that energy back, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Tech is someone who matches that energy, you know what I'm saying? Someone I found where I'm like, wow, this is the energy that I'm looking for when I'm making when I'm collaborating with someone, I'm making a song together. You know what I mean? So that was kind of magical. It was one of the first people I've worked with where I'm like, yes, this is the energy I've been searching for. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes greatness. You know what I'm saying? So some of the records we've been making are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Just because of that chemistry and that energy in the studio, man, it's very rare. Tech is one of one, man. Shout out to God.
And speaking of an amazing record as well, man, September 3rd of 2021, you released the phenomenal 6-track album titled The Name Is Not Important. I was wondering, what is the story and inspiration behind this one of these most recent release projects? And of course, where can our listeners actually buy or stream themselves a copy if they haven't already done so today?
Yeah, The Name Is Not Important is basically exactly what it sounds like. You know what I mean? What's important is the content, is the music, you know what I'm saying, is the emotion attached to it, is all the feelings that come with it. That's what I wanted to do. So it was like a name almost takes away from the point of view listening to it. I don't want you to preconceive this music. I just want to give you the music. So anytime someone asks me about that particular album or that particular phase of writing in that process, I would be like, listen, the name's not important right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it just never felt like it needed a name. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like it lived on its own, and however you take it, you know what I'm saying? It became so real to me, like that's the name of the album. That just felt right, it felt real, and that was my answer. People be like, yo, what's the name of the album? I'd be like, the name's not important. They'd be like, well, what's the name of the album? You know what I mean? And we went through that, and I thought it was a beautiful thing, man. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? It was fun to do, and no one's ever called their album The Name Is Not Important, so that's just how I felt. The name isn't important, but the music certainly is, and it's doing well, man. People are just catching on to it every day. It grows every day. You know what I'm saying? Just brick by brick, people just discovering it. I think it's brand new, so it's a beautiful thing, man.
And I gotta say as well, I love how you actually open that album as well, man. You put one of the bangers right at the beginning, man. Out My Face featuring Tech 9. But the one song that I really enjoy, man, is the song right after that, Scars in My Mind, man. Just the meaning behind that song is just absolutely extraordinary.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was that's a ode, because sometimes I really feel like I want to let people in. You know what I'm saying? I want to let them know, man. We all do that shit. We all got these horrible things in our mind that we just hide, and the longer we do that, it just eats at you. You know what I'm saying? It becomes worse. So just trying to encourage people to speak. Even do something like in that song. What I'm doing is letting that shit out, and I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not withholding it, but you try to hide it as if it's fine. But yeah, a lot of people are touching. We just did that song in Seattle, man, and the whole crowd sung every word to it, man. And it's kind of, lately is the first time I've been able to go out and do those songs, you know what I'm saying? And it's been beautiful, man, to do some of these songs on The Name's Not Important live, and then see the people sing them back to me, man. It's fucking amazing, man. I'm sorry if I cussed, man. I don't know if we're on the...
we're completely uncensored, man, so definitely have at it.
Don't find me. No.
But also, man, July 23rd of 2021, you released one of my personal favorite songs, man, titled Weekend, that I'm actually going to be playing immediately following this interview. But for the listeners that might not have had the opportunity to actually hear this song, what can they expect from it, when I play it here momentarily on the Canadian FM dial this evening?
Yeah, Weekend is an ode to the weekend, man. It's just like everything's fucked up. We're all over the place, but it's Friday night. And we're going to have a good time. We don't got it all figured out, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? We don't know why we're here, and that's okay. But we're going to we're going to drink a little bit and have a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's a very simple song to relate to.
And also as well, man, May 8th of 2022, I saw on the internet, man, that you're actually going to be performing alongside Tech 9 and Sacramento, California's own X-Rated and others in Green Bay, Wisconsin at the Epic Event Center. For the listeners that are in the Green Bay area, what can they expect from this up-and-coming performance of yours? And of course, what other concert dates do you actually have lined up that you can actually let us know about this evening?
Yeah, man, you should expect a whole new set, man. I'm putting together something really magical for that show, and it's going to be a beautiful interpretation of the album. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been doing, and that's what I've been doing live. I've been out doing my shows. We have you can check on my Instagram. just go to the link in my bio, and I'll have all my updated shows and things upcoming on there. All my events is on there. But yeah, most importantly though, stay tuned for that show, man. That's a big one. That's a big one.
And I have to ask, first and foremost, Jehry, what is next for you, man? Is there anything we happen to miss during this interview? Anything else you still want to talk about or promote? I do know we just spoke about this up and coming concert. You got a new record coming out, but is there anything you still want to chat about? Well, we got you here live on the Canadian FM dial this evening.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Just want to say peace and love to all your listeners and anybody that's tuning in that has supported in the past or been there. I love you to death. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jehry Robinson. I make music from my heart. I say how I feel, and I run around the world, and people seem to connect with it, and that's my family. You know what I mean? So that's really all I like to say, man. And thank you for having me. I've actually never performed in Canada, and I realized that before this interview. And I seem to have a lot of people out there that connect with the music. So I think I got to get my butt over there, man, and see what's going on.
Hey, I got to say, we down here in Canada, man, we are definitely long overdue for a Jehry Robinson interview, man. Sorry, Jehry Robinson concert, man. You know what I mean? The interview's already happening, but we need the concerts.
For sure, man. I am down. Yeah, I will keep you posted. But yeah, you can check on my Instagram and my Twitter for all the updates of shows and upcoming events, man. It's going to be a crazy. We got a lot of things. This album is really important to me. Like I said, man, this album is technically part 10. It's the last of the saga. It's a vibe. It's epic, and it's nothing like you've ever heard before from me. You know what I mean? This is a brand new chapter, brand new level. Level unlocked like in a video game. That's how I feel. Like something's over me just creating this music, and it's just coming out. You know what I'm saying? These sounds in my head are just translating. And it's a beautiful thing. So I'm excited for y'all to hear that, and that's coming sooner than you think, man. Right around the corner, we're going to start dropping.
And Jehry, before we part ways, man, if you don't mind me asking, man, if you can, drop your social media handles, man. That way our listeners can pull out their phones and light up that follow button, man.
Yeah, man, that's at JEHRYROBINSON, at Jehry Robinson. Check me out. That's everywhere across the board, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I'm even on TikTok. I'm new to TikTok. Go follow me on there. And, yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.